What's up, guys? Manny, Carrera, your real estate resource, and this is episode number 11 of Whiskey Wednesday podcast sessions, where we sit with entrepreneurs, influencers, movers, and shakers over a glass of some fine whiskey. Today, we're going to be drinking Talisker Storm. My guest, unfortunately, is not drinking, but we have some other people that are. How's the whiskey? How's it taste?
It's beautiful. Very bold, rich taste, warm.
Bold, rich. It's good. It's a good glass of whiskey. So, without further ado, I want to introduce my guest. This gentleman's an entrepreneur. He's a co-owner of a milk prep business here in El Paso called Phuel. Alex Levario. What's going on, brother? How are you?
What's up, bro? Good yourself?
Thanks for coming on. Cheers. You got the topo? Let me cheers you with the topo. Hold up.
Cool.
Cheers, man. Welcome to Whiskey Wednesday. Really excited to have you on. For those of you that are For those of you that are listening, I actually got two people reached out to me and told me that they recommend we share your story on Whiskey Wednesday. So it sounds like you definitely have a little following and a little group of people that are really interested in your story, man. So really excited to have you on. So let's start by you telling us a little bit about yourself, and then we'll go into the business.
Well, like you said, my name's Alex Levario. I'm about to turn 28.
28.
So,
you excited? What do you got planned?
No, I mean, I'm not really gonna throw a big party like before, but
you had some big parties before?
It's actually his birthday today, so.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he turned 30 today, so.
Nice.
Flirty, brother.
But
if
he says he feels fine, then why shouldn't I feel fine too?
Yeah, right now.
But now,
Born and raised?
Born and raised here in El Paso.
Nice. Where are you from? Where's your family from?
Chihuahua.
Chihuahua?
Yeah.
Cool deal. When they come over here?
Well, they were actually good question.
Oh, roots.
My grandpa is the one that came over here. So
really?
My dad was born over here. My mom was born over there in Juarez.
Cool.
So, but now she's a citizen and everything. So.
Congrats.
Yeah.
I'm gonna see your mom. Awesome, man. So, tell us a little bit about Phuel. Tell us a little bit about how that kind of got started, and a little background on the business.
So how it got started, I was living in San Antonio, let's say 2011 through 2014, and
what were you doing out there?
I was just going to school there, working.
What'd you go to school for?
Business.
Business?
Yeah.
Nice.
All my family is business, so it was only right,
Yeah, following my footsteps.
So yeah, I decided to go to San Antonio. I was out there for 3 years, and in the course of it, you're going to school full time. You could only work so much, so like money's tight.
Yeah.
And I also I've always had like issues with my weight and stuff like that. So I was like, okay, like I need to save money. I need to like also like
lose weight.
Yeah.
So what's your solution? Just don't eat?
So I just started meal prepping for myself.
Right.
So the thing is, like, when I started meal prepping, I would do it every week, like, and I would post it every week. Every Sunday I would post. And that was my day off on Sundays, and I would just use that day to like cook, post, whatever. It would take me like 4 hours. And so like over the years or over the months or whatever, people started knowing me for meal prepping and stuff like that.
Nice.
So I kind of made a following on that. And so when I decided to move back to El Paso, because my plan wasn't to stay over there. It was just to go to school. Just to say that I did it, like just to get out of here for a little bit.
Yeah. Just to kind of, was that something that your parents kind of wanted for you? And you just
not really. Actually, they wanted the opposite. Like they never really wanted me to
go to school.
Yeah, no, not go to school. Yeah, but not like out of town. Obviously, like UTEP's here. UTEP's it's a good one for business. So but me, I didn't really go for the school aspect of it. I just wanted to get out, just so like I wouldn't have that, I didn't do this or I didn't do that.
Right. That regret.
Yeah. So, and my plan was when I moved back, I wanted to take over my dad's, because he owns a tire shop.
Okay.
And I had been working there since, as far as I can remember, like 12, whatever. Like I just worked my way up in the tire business, so I knew the ins and outs of it, and and everybody almost already knew that I was gonna be the one taking over the tire shop.
So in a sense your destiny was kind of already set.
Yeah, I was like, oh, like, so for me, for me, it was already kind of like, okay, my life was planned out. Like, oh, I'm just gonna go back, own it, and I'm gonna live a good life like my dad, kind of thing, you know.
Yeah. And which you could have.
I could have.
You could have, and it would have been kind of easy for you to just start there, right?
And like easy, I guess, like quote unquote, because that's kind of where the whole Phit Fuel started. Mm-hmm. Because when I moved back, I started working with my dad, and right away, like, he was treating me like shit, you know, like way at the bottom. And I was like, man, I thought
he wanted you to start.
Yeah, like I was like, I thought I'd prove myself by moving out, like, you know.
I thought I'd prove myself by in your blood.
Exactly, but no, it was the complete opposite. He was treating me like worse than the workers there. So I was like, man. So
that's why they say people like getting in business with family is like a bad idea, or it's like really tough, huh?
Yeah. And so, so 2 weeks into working with him, I started meal prepping for myself again, and a lot of people were like, "Oh, well, now that you're in town, can you cook for us?" All this, and at the time there was only one other meal prep that I knew of in El Paso, and I was like, "Well, you know what?"
Who was that? Are they still in business?
That I know of, yeah. They're also called Phit Fuel, but with a F, which started a lot of drama because they thought that I stole their name, but I was like, no, like, because my name's always been Fat Licks with a PH. Ever since I was a sophomore in high school. Fat Licks, like fat Alex kind of thing.
PH. Oh, okay.
So, but that's like I used to be fat.
Okay, so this was all like kind of a thing that you kind of grew up with.
Yeah. So
the weight thing has always been kind of an issue for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so, I mean, just obviously for social media, I just turned it into Fat Licks with a PH, and so that's how the name Phit Fuel came about, like the PH. I always told myself, oh, I'm going to start a business with PH, you know?
Yeah,
like,
because that's where
kind of and so then I knew that one of my best friends, which is Freddie, the other one.
Your partner, okay.
He's always been into the culinary side of it.
Okay. Does he have a culinary degree or background?
No, he was going for business as well, but the thing is, like me, instead of working in tires, he was always working at the kitchen since his dad is a chef.
Oh, okay.
So he learned from the bottom. So he started working at the country club. He started working places like that. He entered a contest like the cooking contest, and he ended up winning first place and stuff that. So I was seeing all this in San Antonio, and I was like, okay, that's cool. So when I moved back, and I like. Right away,
you guys already friends, or you had?
We've been friends since like second grade.
Yeah.
So we went to the same schools and everything. So I told him about the idea. I was like, yo, like a lot of people want us to do this, like, but I know how to cook, but it's just like you know more about it, and I would like to add that edge to it. And so like I just posted it on social media. Hey, we're gonna start this, whatever.
And how was that? How did your followers and your network respond to you?
Yeah, I mean they were all happy, but they were supportive. At first, we only had 4 clients, so you're talking about like 45 meals. But it took us like 8 hours. We did it at my house. The first cook was at my house, and it was just like a mess.
First batch.
Like we were looking at each other like, what is happening here? Yeah, bro. Like pots everywhere. Like, oh man, what's going on?
You felt like
just for like
Breaking Bad.
The RV right there. That was our RV.
So your first cook started at the house. You and Freddie, you guys were there. Cooking up your 45 meals for your 4 clients.
Yeah, and all of them were family that ordered, you know.
Okay, so family, and that's what usually happens, right?
Yeah.
You start a business, family usually before it catches fire.
Yeah.
So when would you say it actually started gaining momentum, and when did you get out of the house? When were you?
Well, after the first cook. So
after the first cook.
What also has helped us out a lot, because still to this day, my mom owns a restaurant, and so.
Shout out to your mom's restaurant.
Yeah.
What's it called?
Oh, La Taquiza. It's over there in the Northeast. It's Mexican food.
Nice.
It's near Parkland High School. And that one's been there for like 18 years.
Really?
Yeah.
So you have a big entrepreneurial background as
Yeah.
far as your family. You know, your mom and
Yeah,
your dad.
like literally all of them are business owners. There's
That's
no
awesome.
other like career that anybody has. He graduated business as well.
So
My
everybody's
cousin and
business.
stuff.
Yep.
So they give
Everybody's
you guys
business.
a tie instead of a bottle, huh?
Right?
Bar's like,
That's
here you
true.
go.
That's how my brother says it.
Yeah.
He's giving a tire for a present.
That's cool.
And so, where were we at? So the second cook, my mom, obviously she saw like what a mess we made at her house.
Just get the
So
fuck out.
she's like, "Oh, you guys could cook at the restaurant, but you guys have to cook overnight when we're not there."
Nice.
It's like, oh, that's perfect. So then the second time around, it was 10 clients the second week, and then it was 12 clients, and then it went all the way to like 20 clients, and I was like, man, this is crazy.
And it was just still you and
And
friends.
it was just me and him. It was me and him for like, I want to say, a good 8 months of me and him, just no employees, no nothing.
Just
And it was
grinding.
just, yeah, like
Fucking learning and grinding.
Yeah, man. And I mean, I think those were the
When did you guys start Phit?
June of 2014.
2014.
So we just hit 4 years.
Nice.
This month.
Congratulations.
Yeah. And but yeah, that's how it started. Just getting clients, and before people would just pick up at my parents' house. So after cooking like long hours, we would still have to be up handing out the meals, and it was just like super hard.
Were you working a full-time job or?
No, I let go of everything. He was
This
still.
was your full-time?
Yeah,
Okay.
like during the week, I would just go market or do things that like, cause I had never been a manager or anything in that like realm or whatever. But so then I had to learn a lot of stuff like how to do the accounting, how to. I'm very introverted, so like for me it took a lot to like even go hand out flyers and stuff.
Yeah.
And, like I was like, man, like, and
How do you feel doing this podcast?
I mean,
Is
things
it
like,
something-
yeah, I mean, you would think I'd be used to it by now, but I'm like, I'm still, I mean, but it's a good type of like excitement, nervousness.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I like it. It's cool.
That's cool.
I've gotten more out of my shell than way like before for
Right.
sure. Like, but I've always been that type of guy. I've always been quiet, and I've always been about myself. Like,
Right.
and but I mean, you do have to get out of that shell and like start talking to people eventually.
Or
you know?
get a business partner that will do that and be the face.
Oh, well,
and,
he's
you know.
more shy. he doesn't even talk at all.
So you guys at the meeting just like,
Yeah.
wanna go first? Or-
So I would have to talk. I was like, all right, I guess.
So do you think that's how did you guys kind of get past that then? I mean, what did you guys do to get past that? Both of you guys are shy, but you've still been able to grow a following and a customer base that, you know, that got bigger.
I mean, like I said, I pretty like I just had to get out of it, you know, get
Yeah.
out of that shell.
No choice.
Yeah, no choice. But another thing is like, I guess where I talk a lot or where I do a lot of my noise is like on social media. Like that's where I let all my thoughts out. That's where I let my creativeness go. You know.
Yeah.
Like, I don't really like if you were to talk to me on the streets, you would be like, oh, like he's just like whatever. But like on social media, that's where I like put all my thoughts together and I
IG
do, you know?
fingers.
Yeah, keyboard warrior if you must. But
Yeah.
I've always been like that. Like
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool, man. So, I mean, you guys started in the house and then you started in your mom's restaurant.
Yeah, and we're still there though.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so that's another like thing that we're struggling with right now is like obviously building a kitchen, whatever, it's like a lot of money. And so what helped us out at the beginning is having my mom's restaurant, you know, like very low rent. We didn't really have overhead. We didn't have any stores where people would pick up.
Right.
So over the course of time, like they would pick up at my house first, and then I asked my mom, "Hey, can they pick up at the restaurant as well?" So now we had 2 locations where they could pick up.
Nice.
And then I started going out to gyms and be like, "Hey, like if I set up a fridge here, like can people pick up here?" So eventually we had like 5 pickup locations, like at gyms, random gyms and stuff like that. And those people helped us out a lot. Like at the beginning, like they believed in it. we told them what we were about and stuff, and they were like, yeah, just that's fine, you know. We worked out little deals here and there with them, like
right, different gyms.
but
Different
yeah, and
things.
so like little by little, like we would go set up, give free samples and stuff like that, but it was still hard like that because people would have to order online and pick up on Sundays. That's the only way they could get our meals. Like there was no
on Sundays.
Yeah, there was no. We didn't have retail meals like we do right now. You know.
Okay.
Like,
But now it's like a daily like. We just
yeah. So now like. So right now we have 3 locations. We have one in the east side, northeast, and west side. And what all these have is like fridges stocked up with meals, and they could still pre-order. They could still pick up on Sundays, but most of our customers are the ones that just go in like on a Tuesday, Monday, whatever, and
Right.
they'll pick up meals or
That's cool.
or a meal. Yeah.
So it's a little bit more convenient. And now,
Yeah.
what does it look like? Are you and Freddie still chefing up these meals every day?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like the reason being is because we're still at my mom's restaurant. And
Okay.
So me and Freddie, we haven't had a Saturday off since we started, and like we
4 fucking years.
Yeah, so we're like almost fed up
My
with
dog.
this thing.
Cheers to you.
So yeah, like right now it's not even hard. That's not even the hard part. Like, but before, like it was like, I'm missing out on like seeing my friends and going out and
Yeah.
stuff like that. And at the beginning, it was like a super like sacrifice, and we would always be like, man, like I don't even want to like look at my Snapchats because everybody's out, and like we would just get like mad.
Everybody's out having fun.
Yeah, and it was a lot of
But
frustration.
you're building.
Yeah.
And you're still doing this.
We're
This
still doing
weekend.
it. We're still there Fridays and Saturdays, like just grinding it out. Where like we work 18 hours on Saturdays, like from 1 p.m. all the way to 6 a.m. Like on Sunday. But we're still
the
there.
fucking hustle.
Yeah.
That's the fucking hustle.
And but so yeah, it took us like 8 months to get like 1 employee, and eventually now like we're at 22 employees. We have
Wow.
11 employees at the kitchen and the other ones at the stores.
It's good, man.
So yeah, I mean we've gotten help, but we're still there, you know.
Yeah.
figuring it out. And then I mean during the week we just take care of other stuff, you know, like the marketing or taking care of the stores,
Yeah.
stuff like that.
So talk to me a little bit about the marketing. How is where are you marketing right now? How can people find you? And how has social media played a part in building this brand for yourself?
Well, right now, like the biggest where we put most of our money is on Facebook.
Facebook?
Yeah.
You're paying for ads right now?
Yeah.
Promotions?
Mhm.
Me too.
So that's
It's a land grab, bro. It's
'cause-
super cheap. I think it's
yeah,
so
like,
cheap
it's
to,
cool
to
and
really reach people.
obviously because Facebook, yeah, you have your likes and your followers, but like you're not gonna reach them all unless you pay, you know.
Mhm.
So it doesn't matter that we have.
Damn you, Mark.
I know. He knows how to get us.
Yeah.
But so Facebook's but before we wouldn't even focus on Facebook. We were just focusing on Instagram.
Instagram.
And until I realized, like, oh man, like, I don't, because before we used to sponsor people, like these fitness people.
Oh, okay, you
and
feed
stuff like
them.
that. And that was like the worst thing.
Why?
Just, I don't want to say ungrateful, but I don't know, it's another word, but so we would like give them free meals every week, and all we would ask is hey, just post
Shout out.
like once a week, like, and they would get lazy after a while, or I don't know what it was, but they would stop posting. I'm like I'm giving you like over $100 worth of meals every week, and you can't even like post. So every time like there would be somebody else coming, and I was like, all right, let's give them a chance. And
So you guys kind of stopped that, or you?
yeah,
still-
so once I saw, I was like, whoa, if I could put $100 over here on
a
Facebook,
fucking-
yeah,
one Facebook
and I'll
ad,
get like way more.
reach 12,000,
yeah.
15,000
So
people.
I was like, oh, so I started focusing on our Facebook, and so now, like before our Instagram it had way more followers than our Facebook, but now our Facebook has almost 13,000 and Instagram only has like five something. So like that's how we grew our Facebook. So
Yeah.
now like we make Facebook friendly ads, you know. Like we post them on Instagram, but it's more for like
Yeah.
Facebook. We do that, and then we've gotten like on the City magazine, Mode Mag.
Shout out to City, shout out Mode. They
Yeah,
actually come
yeah.
smoke cigars here all the time.
So
A lot of the crew is always here.
from Mode Mag or from?
From the city,
Oh,
because their office is just right here.
Yeah.
It's really nice. Have you been it?
Yeah, I went there
Badass.
for what was it in March or because April was the entrepreneur edition.
Yeah.
So
You came out?
Yeah.
Nice.
The 30 under 30.
Oh, hell yeah, bro.
So I did the interview there. It was pretty cool. It was nice in there.
Yeah, it's a really cool setup. It's a really cool setup. So, how has social media kind of played a role in marketing now for you? Aside from Facebook, I mean, what are you doing on Facebook, and how are you creating this brand for yourself? Because I'm kind of looking around, and when it comes down to meal preps, when you started, you said 4 years ago there was only one other one.
Yeah.
Now, how many meal prep?
Well, now there's, I want to say like there's 3 like legit ones that have like a actual place that they sell meals. The other ones are just they cook in house, and that's kind of how we started, kind of thing, you know. But I would say like there's like at least 3 or 4 legit ones.
Yeah.
Us being one of them.
And how is that competition? What is that kind of competition like in this industry? And how are you staying in competition or staying, in front of the competition?
I mean, I wouldn't call it being different than any other. Like, there's gonna be competition everywhere. So I think that's what keeps me like on my toes of being creative. Because if it wasn't for them, I would just be fine with having like 12 items on my menu, and as long as they sell,
Yeah.
But so like it pushed us to make our menu bigger, or it pushed us to have different sizes on the meals. It pushed us like to do a lot of things. So like when it comes to competition, I used to like not like really like there being competition, but now it's just like that's fine.
You have to
part of it.
Yeah. I think in any business, in creating any type of business, unless you created something from fucking scratch, unless you were the Bill Gates and created a fucking computer, there's always gonna be competition. And I think, and this is something that me as a realtor also I realized last year, like starting real estate, there's gonna be competition no matter what. No matter what I do on social media, no matter how much money I pour into these promotions and ads. But even though there's so much competition, there's not a limited amount of success out there. There's enough for everybody to eat. So instead of me looking at what this guy's doing, damn, this guy closed 5 houses and this guy closed 10 houses, it's more of a good for him. Now I know I could do that. I know I could do that, and I know I could do that. Because there's no shortage. There's no shortage.
Oh yeah, and since like there's room for success for everyone, like as long as you meet your goals,
right?
Like as long like for me, each month I want to sell more meals than the previous month, kind of thing. As long as I do that, like I'm not worried about them,
Yeah.
Like, and if I don't, I'm like, okay, what do I need to work on? Either I have to work on being more creative, adding more items, working on our customer service type of thing. So everything like there's so much for us to like improve on that it would be a waste of time for me to like be focusing on everybody else.
Yeah, definitely.
Like,
not paying attention to anybody else's.
Yeah, I mean you gotta know that they're there.
Yeah.
But you don't want to waste too much energy on that, because then you're gonna let your brand fall. Like,
exactly.
And especially when you have like employees and you have to take care of 3 stores.
22 employees.
Yeah, and it's 3 stores, and each one like it's just headaches every day. It's just problems every day. But like it's little things that you could fix. But if you're focusing on something else, like you're never gonna take care of what is really important, which is your brand, your employees,
your business, your craft.
So
staying in your lane is
you gotta.
the most
And like I said, I mean, I'm not gonna say I didn't before. Like I would always be watching, but now I'm more like engaged on my.
And I think it's still important to watch. I watch. I mean, I follow agents that I know are doing really good in the city, and I follow them not to hate and not to even scroll and I'm not spending more than 30 seconds on anybody's profile. But what I do want to know is like who's out there. Who is my comp? Who's in my circle,
Of course.
But aside from that, focusing on your own craft, that's the only way that you're going to be able to stand out, Because if you start focusing on everybody else's shit, start following everybody else's shit, copying everybody else's shit, you'd start blending in, So
yeah, bro.
What has been one of the biggest inspirations for you creating these different meals? Like create these different this different menu that you're kind of always
a lot of it is just listening to our clients.
Yeah.
When we first started, we only had one size, and they had to order 15 meals. Like there was no
One
other
size
way.
as far as portion.
as far as portion.
Okay.
And they had to order 15 meals, and then they were like, "Oh, I just need 10," kind of thing. So then we changed it to where they could order 5, 10, 15, and then they're like, "Hey, it was too little food on." So then we added another
You're like,
size.
"Nah."
So then we added
That's
another
good.
size, and then now like eventually to where it is now, like it's 3 different sizes. We have over 35 different meals. So you're talking about like almost 100 different options that you could get
Right.
in meals now, but as before it was only like we had like 7 different meals.
That's awesome.
One size, and you had to like, so pretty much they were eating the same thing every day.
Yeah,
And like me, because
veggies.
it's because like I was just thinking about myself, because like well in San Antonio I was eating the same thing every day and I didn't mind it, but I was like a lot of people aren't like that.
Yeah.
You know, like some people like need variety, especially like when they're trying to get in the diet.
Yeah, definitely.
Or stuff like that. And so then like even this menu, like there's new trends, there's new diets. So like the newest thing that we have is the keto diet. And
What's
so
that?
the keto diet is just high fat, medium amounts of protein, and like super low carb. Like, so it's pretty much a low carb diet, but you have to eat high fat. So it's kind of weird right now. So right now we're trying to educate our clients, like, if you are gonna do this, like, just know like either you're doing keto or not, because it could affect you more than it is
Right.
gonna help you. But it's a very good diet. Like, if you follow it right, you'll be very successful in it. But, so right now that's our main thing that we're promoting is the ketogenic diet.
Nice.
And so we added like a full menu, which is 9 items.
So it seems like you kind of can cater to each type of client. Biggest question for you is, can you cater to me? I don't eat meat. I'm a vegetarian.
We haven't gotten there yet.
No.
But it's cause
okay, bro. You need
one
to
thing
start
is-
working that way.
It's because one thing is
I got my mom slaving over some meal prep because I can't find anybody that's getting. I'm like, Mom, black pinto beans, some rice, and some veggies.
I'm not leaving you guys in the shadow. It's because we did a poll, or we've done polls on our Instagram. You know how you could do the
Do
polls.
one again. I'm gonna call all my vegan community support.
And literally, it was like 13% that wanted vegans. I was like, oh yeah, nobody wants vegan then.
How long
So-
ago was this?
I want to say like 3 months ago.
Yeah, that's crazy. so maybe you should, but what I've seen is like it's not really hard for me to eat anywhere. I could go anywhere and eat anything.
Mm-hmm.
As a vegetarian, you know, and people will call me vegan, but I don't consider myself vegan because I do eat cheese. It's my weakness, because pizza, bro, like, you know, like, sucks not to eat pizza. So, being that I could eat anywhere, it's cool because I don't have to, you know, ruin if I'm with a group or anything.
Yeah.
But it also sucks because I'm pretty much eating the same shit everywhere I go. It's like the steamed veg. I'm always getting sides anywhere and everywhere I go. You know?
Yeah.
So it's like, for me, the type of person I am, I'm like, I've been looking for a meal prep place that I'm like, I could just fucking, every day I just want to eat like some bomb
Yeah.
vegetarian shit, you know? But, I mean, granted, I feel like there has been a spike too of more people kind of taking this alternative route,
Yeah.
not eating meat. Personally,
Well, that's why I made the poll, because I was like, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to get ready to make vegan meals, because I like for sure it's gonna be like vegan, because especially that was the time that What the Health came up. So like, okay, most people are gonna pick vegan, so I'm just gonna like start researching and like what to make. And when I saw that, I was like, I guess not. So it's easy.
Never mind
For me,
steak
I was like, all right,
and
I'll just-
chicken.
yeah. But I mean, no, we want to get there.
Yeah.
It's just like if people want something, we're gonna.
Yeah, you're
do that
listening to
first,
what
and then-
your people want, and that's good too. Actually, one person that we just interviewed him. I don't know if you know him, Juice Jerry.
Yeah.
So Jerry, he's like I personally think he's a really good vlogger. Even though he doesn't have a vlog channel, he's like heavy on story and just vlogging all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But oh fuck, I forgot where I was going with that.
We used to buy the protein from him to make like.
Vegetarian.
Huh?
Something with vegetarian. Juice Jerry, what was it?
I remember right now, just Jerry. I remember right now. I forgot what I was gonna say with that. I forgot.
Also, like,
Okay, cool. Facebook, Instagram?
Yeah.
Nice.
Sure.
So, right now we're talking with Alex Levario, co-owner of Phit, your partner Freddie. Where is he at? Where's Freddie at? Freddie, where you at?
He's working at the stores.
Okay. He's working. Better be at the stores. Cool. So,
People are saying like Alex and Phit is the best.
nice.
Cool.
Alex, so for those of you guys just tuning in,
I told you that was my nickname.
yeah. And that's cool, bro. I think, even writing the bad nicknames or a nickname that maybe you didn't like, later in life, you're like, you know what? Fuck it, I'm writing this nickname,
Yeah.
But so for those of you that just tuning in, we already started talking a little bit about Phit, how you started, how you got, Fat Alex nickname. Alex.
Yeah.
Alex nickname and talking a little bit about the business, talking a little bit about the industry right now. Are you okay?
Yeah, sorry.
So talking a little bit about the industry, what do you feel are some of the biggest challenges or struggles that you deal with being in the meal prep industry?
Well, I would say because now more people know about meal prep, but at first, like, everybody was trying to educate people what meal prep was actually. So a lot of people were like, "What do you mean I have to microwave
There's a lot of
it?"
confusion.
Yeah,
right?
and they're like I have to microwave it or things like that would turn them off into getting into meal prep. But so I think that was our biggest challenge, like educating people on what meal prepping was.
Right.
But now I'm pretty sure most of the people know what meal prepping is.
What type of clients are you getting? Are you getting like, because me, I feel like I'm super busy, and I've actually told my marketing team, there's times where I'm like, it's fucking 8 o'clock at night, and I'm like, shit, I forgot to eat. Like, I haven't eaten anything. So are you getting a lot of people that are, super busy, too busy to cook?
Yeah,
Or you
that's
just
our
getting,
that's our main clientele. People that work a lot of hours, So not only are they our clients because they work a lot of hours and they see how much time they could save on just meal prepping, and but they're also saving money. They're eating clean, and a lot of people that are in the busy lifestyles are professionals, so they gotta look good as well.
Right.
They gotta keep a healthy lifestyle going on. So a lot of our clients are those kind of people.
Professional.
Yeah, we have like some that are like a lot into fitness,
Yeah.
but most of them are just like you, realtors, teachers, nurses.
Did not
things like
vegans.
that. Yeah, a lot of cops, a lot of military.
Yeah,
So
that's cool.
Mhm.
And that's been your clientele since you started, or has it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
for the most part, yeah.
Cool.
Mhm.
So, going into your business, you've been in business. Sorry, there's an accident somewhere.
Commercial break.
Yeah, commercial break. This does come out on
Topo
podcast.
Chico.
No, we're so. Okay. So you've been in business for 4 years, right? You guys started at the house. Then you're right now cooking out of your mom's restaurant. You have 3 locations. What has been in the last 4 years one of your biggest lessons or failures? And I always say those two together because I feel like failures are always lessons. So what has been your biggest in your 4 years, you and Freddie in business together, what has been one of those biggest lessons that you've learned as a business owner starting this business?
That's a tough one.
It's a tough one.
Gotta hit the archives.
Oh, little curveball.
It is. Biggest lesson.
Have you had any failures, going into it? Has there been times where you're like, fuck, like we shouldn't have done this, we should have been doing this, and
I mean,
yeah,
there's been a lot of those. I think it was just the way we would bounce back from them or improve on those failures that has helped us get here.
right.
But I think what we've learned is just like to stay real to what we believe in, and like just do things that we feel comfortable doing, other than like let people tell us like, oh, you should do this or you should do that. But like, cause we've tried it to where it's like, okay, like
You've taken other people's opinions.
Like I'm not saying we're not taking feedback from our clients, but what I'm saying
You
is
are.
like is people from that are not clients per se, that will tell us like
How to run the
yeah,
business.
and so we've just learned, I think, to just do things our way.
Yeah.
Like we find that that's the best way we could work, because like even if we fail, we're like, oh, well, it was our
It's your loss.
yeah
Yeah.
like that's
Fucking huge.
we kind of knew where it was going, but if it doesn't get there, we were like, okay, well, like that's fine, like we could just go
Yeah.
another route,
And that's one of the, that's like, I'm so happy that you said that, bro, because that's like one of my like mottos too, is like, do what you do to your best knowledge, to your best interest, to your best, everything, because if you do fail, that's your fucking loss. You get to accept that. And that also means that when you win, you get to accept that too,
Yeah, like it feels super good when like you actually win on something that you did, that you actually wanted.
Right.
You're like, oh, that feels great, and that's what you live for, like in the because in the business industry is super hard, like there's gonna be a lot of, I think there's gonna be more downs than highs, but the highs like
they make up.
they outweigh the bad ones, especially when you do it your way, because you're like, oh man,
So that's something that you accomplished, you did.
Yeah,
on your own,
exactly.
so.
And so if you're doing what somebody else tells you, like you're like, oh, like, even if it does come out right, it's not gonna feel the same.
Yeah, and that's like super, like that's so true for a lot of business owners. I've told the story before, but I've had one of those situations where I started working for a company, started going after the wrong things, just money and focusing on that, and then getting to a point where I was like, what the fuck was I chasing? Like I was listening to everybody telling me make money, do good, and I'm doing it.
Yeah.
But I was like, that's not even really what I want. Like, and I'm good at what everybody wanted me to do. But I was like, it's not really what I want to do,
Yeah.
So being a business owner, for you to realize that that's probably something that's
like
really
one of the things that comes to my mind is like, oh, this other company has like all the hot girls, like you should get like hot girls and stuff like that. Like it sells and everything. But I was like, you know what, like that's not how I'm trying to go at it. Like I'm just trying to build a good team that has like good customer service, and like as long as they provide like what I believe in, like that's fine with me. I don't care. Like anybody could work with us. They don't have to be like these models or whatever, because most of the time they have the worst attitudes, and it's hard to coach something that's when they think they're up here,
The worst reps, yo.
So that's one of the things that come to my mind. Like a lot of people are like, just get hotter girls and stuff. Like I'm not trying to sell my product.
I've seen, and there's different ways to market. I think there's a lot of people in business here in El Paso that are marketing, like their marketing is just out of this world, and it's literally been like kind of the forefront on how other businesses are marketing in the same industry.
Mm-hmm.
Give you an example. Dickie Williams, I don't know Dickie. Owner of pretty much half of El Paso's nightlife. But I mean, I feel like he's figured out marketing, and I saw that 2 years ago when he started marketing that way. I was like he's doing something different. And now you see a lot of bars.
There's a reason why he's
you see now bars marketing that same way, but
Yeah.
that's kind of goes hand in hand with that. So that's cool, man. So what do you and Freddie, what's next for Phit Phuel? What is next in store for you guys?
I mean, it's been on our minds since we started the whole franchising thing.
You want a franchise?
Yeah,
Pretty badass.
and we could have already like done it, but we want to get to the point where we know we have everything under control, and we have like, we don't want to go into it and like not succeeding, we want to put ourselves in the best position where when we do go in, okay, like right off the top, we're gonna get like 4 franchises going on, and so I think it comes a lot into like, you gotta be patient with it, and we've been patient with it. I still think there's like 2 more years till we do that, like to where I think we got it like under control and stuff like that. But that's our biggest goal. Like we just want to like first Texas, and then like the surrounding regions, and then like start going out there.
Nice.
So that's why like I like traveling like to bigger cities like San Francisco or like Chicago, and just start looking at places that are doing not really like meal prep, but like the more like fast paced type of stuff. That way, like when we do make that transition into going like to a bigger city, like we're already ready, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to put the company in the best position for us to like succeed out there.
Yeah. So you guys definitely want to expand.
Yeah. And I think that's why like El Paso was a perfect place to start, because it's just the perfect place to start any kind of business. Cause
Yeah.
it's not like a.
I think there's so
big
much
city where it's just
opportunity
gonna
here,
swallow
yeah.
you up.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of opportunity, and I think a lot of people here that have lived here their entire lives don't see that opportunity so much,
Yeah.
you know, because they've been around the same people, they've been doing the same thing.
Mhm.
They're stuck in a little routine, and it's hard to see things outside of that
Yeah.
routine. But there definitely is a lot of opportunity here, and I feel like, especially for meal preps, when I actually lived in Florida for a couple of years, just moved back a year and a half ago, but when I was out there, that's when I saw you guys start up. And I was out there for 4 years, so you guys had started when I was over there, and I saw,
Okay.
and that's when I started noticing too. Not only was meal prepping like a thing now in El Paso, but fitness was
Fitness,
a big
yeah.
thing in El Paso. I
Mhm.
think over the last 2, 3 years, 4 years, just fitness has exploded.
Oh, yeah.
I think probably from all these stats of all these guys being the ugliest in El Paso. They're like, you
We
know,
have-
just
we
go
have
to
to
the
do
gym
something
then.
about it.
Get a nice body or something.
Yeah. They might be ugly, but they have the best bodies.
Look at, did you see that body though?
Yeah, true.
But yeah, so where do you kind of see the meal prep industry going in the next 5 to 10 years?
I think that's where it's leading to. Everybody's into the whole, or everybody's gonna start going to the fast pace, you know, in and out. Like, fast food obviously is already like a big thing,
Right.
but I think people are gonna start caring more about their health and everything. So if they have fast food that is healthy, that's where I think it's leading to, where it's just like, oh, like if I could save time, if I could save money and still be healthy, like I'm gonna go that route. So I
Right.
think it's just gonna be, meal prep is just gonna go that type of way, you know.
Yeah.
Like it's gonna be the way people are gonna start eating more of like that. Not so much of yeah, obviously like sit down restaurants they're gonna keep doing what they're doing. You're gonna compensate yourself, like, whatever, like a cheat day or whatever. But I think more people are gonna get into the
Yeah.
the whole
I see it
being
too, man.
healthy.
I think overall people are just becoming a little bit more conscious of how valuable time is
Time, yeah.
too, you know, because like me, like I don't want to do my laundry, I don't want to cook, I don't want to do paperwork for real estate, I don't want to
Yeah.
post on something, you know, I don't want to do a lot of stuff.
Yeah, so
But if you can find people or find businesses that can save you that time, like for me, for a
Yeah.
person like me, time is the most valuable thing, and I'll pay. You
Yeah.
know, to save myself time.
especially when you know that what you're paying is not even close to what you could be making.
Of
Like,
course, yeah,
so-
yeah. And you're gonna spend that money anyways. I mean, everybody has to eat regardless, you know. So
yeah.
that's cool. What would you say in the last 4 years has been one of the biggest successes for you and Freddie going into business?
Well, for sure, our first one was opening our first store. That was a big one because it was like we were so frightened of it, you know.
Yeah.
So when we opened that one up and we saw that it was successful, that just gave us like, we just got hungry.
Motivated the
like,
shit out of you.
we, like started opening stores, you know. Like,
Yeah.
So I think that was like the what changed it all. Like when we opened up our first store, and but yeah, I mean, ever since we opened that one up, we've just been like, all right, let's open another one. Let's open
Yeah.
another one.
It's gonna give you that confidence.
Yeah, because you start gaining.
It's
confidence.
scary, huh?
Yeah.
So how did you guys kind of get over that fear? Or what was that like? What was going through your head when you guys officially like, okay, I'm gonna fucking
Because-
start this and we're gonna open up a store?
Yeah,
What was-
because like before, like people that would order it was already like the meals were already paid for, you know.
Right.
And so now opening a store, we had to like.
There was a lot
We
of
have to get
upfront
more.
costs.
Yeah, so we're like, okay, we're gonna be putting out this amount of meals. Like, we better sell them, you know.
Yeah.
And
And was there a lot of food that you had to throw away?
well, thankfully at the beginning, like we were selling all of them,
Okay.
but then it started being to where like, oh, we're throwing away this many meals, like. But that just helped. Like that just made us realize like we gotta invest more money in marketing. We gotta invest more in our employees that are in the front end, like selling the meals. You know?
Right.
So it just like made us like.
Get better.
Yeah,
Start
like
improving
yeah,
little by little.
because before we were focusing a lot on the food, or stuff like that on the website, And so then it transitioned into, like, we gotta be posting like every day kind of thing. And so it just like, it was like a complete like 180 that it changed our way of seeing the whole marketing thing.
Yeah.
When we opened up the first store, because we're like, I don't want meals to be left over, you know, we want to sell them all. So, and I mean, but now it's just getting like crazy and crazy, because now like, we're dealing with 3 stores, and like, well, we better sell all the meals in all the stores, you know. So it's just a challenge every week, but you learn to like feed off of that, you know. That's what keeps us going. That's what like wakes us up, and
yeah, definitely,
and start and keep being creative with it. And so
cool, man. Who inspires you? Who's been one of your biggest inspirations?
I mean,
nobody. He shook his head before he said it.
I think it's just keeping the dream alive that inspires me, because my grandpa, when we moved over here, or when he moved over here, like, he's the one that got everybody started with the business, the tire business. So by him creating the opportunity for all of us, I think it's my duty and it's my calling to keep. Going. Maybe it's not in the tire business, but like it's still keeping it going. You know, like I'm the fruit of his labor kind of thing. I'm just if I don't take advantage of the opportunities that we have, then I would consider myself a failure, and I wouldn't be able to live with that. So I think that's what motivates me. I don't really like look at other people to motivate me. I motivate on feelings and stuff like that.
So you're self-motivated, and that's how I actually kind of am too. I'm very self-motivated, and for me it's exactly what you said. Like, I don't want to be at a point or a certain age where I'm like, I should have done that fucking podcast. I should have went for it. I should have went all in, you know? And I think regret's probably one of the biggest things that I would hate to die with. Like, and everybody does. I mean, there's always going to be regrets.
Yeah.
Or things that you wish you could do different, but when it's all said and done, everything that we do and everything up until now in your life has been a factor from the decisions you've made, you know?
Yeah.
So we all have so much control of our lives.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people don't realize how much control they have. Mm-hmm. A lot of people will go through their entire life until they're 50 years old and just say, fuck, I'm 50, like, I should have been doing a lot of shit. I wish I could have done a lot of shit, you know?
But the thing is, like, even if you haven't taken that leap of faith, like, even if you're like 35 and you still haven't done what you wanted, like, there's still time, you know? You just gotta like change the way you think and change some things in your life, you know? But I mean, obviously it's better to start when you're younger.
Yeah. Best time to plant a tree is 25 years ago, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I think for the I wouldn't say older, but I would say more experienced people, you know, the 40-year-olds, 50-year-olds, even 60-year-olds. I mean, with fucking medicine and the way the fucking air is and however all that shit comes into effect, I think nowadays people are just living a lot longer. So, I mean, if I'm going to live to 80 to 90 years old and I'm 50, still got another 30 to 40 years to do what the fuck I love, you know?
Yeah.
So, I think that's something that a lot of people do need to change their mentality on is 50 is not old. Like, you're not old. You still have a lot of time to do what the fuck you want, you know? So I think that's super important for people to kind of understand that and have that awareness, you know, when it comes down to it. Mm-hmm. Kind of talking about entrepreneurship and starting a business, for the people that are watching and listening on iTunes and on YouTube, what advice would you have to somebody out there? Maybe it's just one person that's listening that is kind of in your position 4 years ago, you know, where they're like, I want to start a business, I'm scared, I don't know if I should do it, I don't know how to do it. What kind of advice would you have for somebody going into business? Maybe not just necessarily meal prep, but in general, you know, starting your own business. What advice would you have for them going through it yourself?
Well, I could give you like more of a like real life situation. My friend, he always wanted to start a business, and he was just scared of it, you know, like, I have a family going on and all this, and he was like, I have a job interview like on Monday or whatever. I was like, and that's when we were building the West Side store. I was like, bro, like, this is what you like to do. He likes to build like chairs and stuff out of wood, right? I'm like, you're already like telling yourself that you're not gonna like the job, like, and this is what you're passionate about, like creating stuff. I was like, how about this? You build me the furniture for the website store, but in return you have to tell me that you're gonna go after your dream of like doing this business of creating. And so he went for it, and now like he's happy, you know, like he's getting a lot of clients and he's doing all this, and so like my thing is like, just if you're thinking about something a lot, like you might as well just do it, you know.
Yeah.
Because you're gonna put all your time and effort in something that you like, because like I said, we haven't had a Saturday off in forever. But the thing is, like, if I was just in it for the money or in it for something like that, we wouldn't keep going at it. But since it's something that I'm passionate about, and
you guys could have hired 2 people a long time ago to do that.
Yeah, just do whatever. And so, like, for me, like this is my calling. This is what I want to do. This is what I love, and I know there's a lot of people out there that may not know what to open, like when it comes to a business, but they don't even have to be looking that far. It's probably something they already
something
do.
They love doing.
Like,
yeah.
If you see something that needs improvement, like you could make a business out of that.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Like, if you're tired of doing your shoelaces, invent a shoe that you don't need shoelaces for, or something like that. But it, like, if you see a problem, just fix it, and you could go with that as an idea to build a business. So if you hate your job and you've always had this idea in your head of making a business out of something, you just go for it. Like, just drop everything and go for it. It's gonna be hard at first, and it's never gonna get easier.
Yeah.
But at least like you'll start hitting like breathers. Like, you'll be like, all right, cool. Like, I'm way more than I used to be before.
Okay. And it feels great, right? It feels fucking amazing.
It feels good. Like,
that's an accomplishment.
like, you can't beat that feeling when like you reached where, like, somewhere you wanted to get, and you're like, oh, I'm actually like, but you don't even notice it. Like, you're just like, oh, like, I'm already doing like what I thought about.
Because and that's because you took that decision, or you made that decision to instead, like, for your friend's example, I could go get this fucking comfortable 9-to-5 job and make a check because I have a family, or I could do what I love and go all in, you know, and try and make this work and live a happy life instead of a fucking 9-to-5 job that I'm miserable at and I don't want to be at, and while I'm here I'm just thinking about this.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
So if you're already thinking about it, and like, the thing is, like, people think they're gonna lose it on, they're gonna, like, no, as long as you're working towards a goal, like, there's gonna be things in the universe that, like, bring it to you. Like, there's some sort of luck involved in it, you know, but it's because you're kind of like asking for it. So if you're struggling, just know that, like just let it do what it's gonna do, and then you'll keep going. Like,
and
something's
just
gonna
stay focused.
Yeah, like, if you're putting in
the
the work, something's gonna give in, you know, like, something's gonna get back to you eventually. Yeah.
And that's the thing, I think the key word right there is eventually, is patience, you know?
Yeah,
like,
you gotta be super patient.
Patience. How long did it take you guys to even make profit?
Yeah.
You know?
It took us a while.
Yeah, so
and the thing is, like, at first it was profit from just ordering online, and then we got ourselves in debt with opening a store. So then we had to recuperate from the store and stuff like that. So
especially when growth is happening, you're trying to always recuperate.
So like, for us, it's never been like really profit. It's just been boom, putting it back in and opening another store,
Yeah,
stuff like that.
I think that's important too for people that are starting business. You know, some people can strike that little percentage of luck and hard work and have success in their first year and fucking think it's fucking like, I'm the biggest baller, and instead of putting it all in their business, you know, they'll start spending it on dumb shit. And that's where I see a lot of people fail too. It's like, you know, they're getting too excited and they're forgetting that to really build a sustainable business takes a while. You can have a great year, you know, but to build something where people are just going to keep coming, and I know something, you know, for you, building that network or building that kind of clientele that is just going to keep ordering from you has been something that you're constantly having to work on.
Yeah.
You know, it's not something that you could just kind of let go and then just be super comfortable that they're going to keep ordering from you.
Yeah, exactly.
It's all about building that relationship. It's all about, you know, adding that variety to your menu and always adapting and things like that. So business is hard. You know, for anybody watching, starting your own business is super hard. but having the patience and the hard work and believing in yourself, you know, is I think one of your
Yeah,
biggest
I think
messages.
like the three biggest things for success is like patience. You need patience, you need risk, and you need sacrifice. Like
Yeah.
with those three, you'll be good as long as you keep doing what you feel is good for the business, or
Yeah.
where you
Well, you feel good just for you know? Like,
exactly. And
yeah.
you also gotta take care of yourself. Like in order for you to take care of your business and everybody else, like you gotta make sure you're taking care of yourself as well.
Right. I mean, for you guys watching and for you guys, you know, listening in, if you guys are in that situation, you know, and a lot of people are. I was in it too. You know, I remember just working a lot of jobs to just work and have a check, not really going after what I wanted to do and wanted to accomplish.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't until I took that decision, made the decision to start focusing on what I wanted to do, is when I really became happy. Like I'm a realtor, and I've made time to do a freaking podcast and a vlog every week, because that to me is like, that's what I love.
And it's easy one.
Yeah, and I actually had this conversation yesterday with a client of mine, and a good friend. I realized, like, about a year and a half ago, I'm not motivated by money. I mean, granted, you have to make money to take care of yourself, to take care of other people, and I make money. Money is there, you know, but it doesn't lead for me. It follows. What really motivates the shit out of me is like as simple as putting up a story on Instagram.
Yeah.
Like that motivates the shit out. Like I'm like, let's get a video in. Boom, I got the video, and I'm just like fucking watching it, replaying it all day. I'm like, all right, I'm sounding better. I'm sounding good. My fucking, you know.
Yeah.
But that motivates the shit out of me
Oh, yeah.
because I know that right now I'm in the patience stage. We're on episode 11 of podcast. We're on the patience stage right now. You know, we're not gonna get big until episode 100, 200, 300.
And
You
even
know?
when you hit those, you're still gonna be patient for it because you're gonna create new goals. You know.
The end goal in mind is to get a sponsorship from Topo Chico, to have whiskey companies and bourbon companies sending me bottles to feature every single week, and for one of you whiskey companies to co-brand with your boy and let's come up with a flavor or a barrel bottle
There you
Carrera special.
You already put it out there, bro.
Yeah, that's what we're
Make
going
it come
after.
to you.
No, that's my macro, you know? That's
Yeah.
where I do see end game, but I know how many fucking episodes we're gonna have to do to get there.
But see, like you wouldn't be able to go through all those episodes if this is not what you wanted.
Right.
You know?
This would be something hard.
Yeah.
You know, this would be something that I get here and I'm like, fucking shit, another
Yeah,
fucking
exactly.
podcast, you know? Instead, it's like, I tell my marketing team, like, Wednesdays are my favorite fucking day, bro. Like, I love
Look forward to
Whiskey
it.
Wednesdays. It's like, so maybe this is what I'm supposed to be doing instead of real estate, you know? Who fucking knows? Nobody
Never
knows.
know,
But I
yeah.
think following what I love is going to eventually put me where I need to be,
Yeah.
you know? So,
Because even like how you said that you had like other jobs and stuff, and maybe when you started real estate, maybe you didn't have as much money as when you were working over there, but like when I started, like obviously we weren't getting paid or anything, and I felt better within myself than when I was actually working and getting money, you know?
Hell
like
yeah.
you feel way better even though you're broke, like you know that at least you're going for it and you're in the
Yeah.
process of it, like. And so that's why I tell a lot of people, like, it's not even about the money, like
It's not. It's
like,
about
yeah,
doing what
you
you
need
love.
it,
That
but
shit-
like it's
yeah,
not even about
that
that.
comes.
It
That
does
really
come.
does.
It
When you
does
do what you
follow.
love, it
Yeah.
follows. You know, it doesn't leave.
So yeah,
And
so
that's-
that was a good point.
Yeah, and I think too, a lot of times, what people need to realize is sometimes you do have to take a couple steps back to take some steps forward. You know, I remember when I stopped, I did a sales job. My first sales job was at Verizon, and I started here in El Paso, moved out to Miami, did that for 3 years, and after 3 years, stopped working for Verizon. And what I did is I took a year off.
Doing what?
Fucking crazy, right? I didn't do shit.
Nothing?
Bro,
You're surviving.
No, I did. I was doing something. I was doing network marketing. It was actually a meal prep, but like on food that you could order online, and it was a lot of perishable foods,
Oh,
like
okay.
like snacks and
Mm.
drinks and healthy
Cool.
supplements and stuff like that. And the cool thing was I was successful enough in this company so that they could pay for my car and give me months and months and months supplies of free food.
Oh.
Like I never had to go to groceries, only to buy like almond milk and shit, you know?
That's cool.
So for an entire year, I had enough money for my bills, but I didn't want to jump into something that I knew I wasn't gonna love, because I was good at I'm good at sales, you know? I could have worked at a car dealership and sold Porsches and Lamborghinis, and I thought about it a million times. I was like, should I fucking do it? But then I was sitting in my apartment, I'm like, I'm gonna be in the same position. I left Verizon because I hated my job. I would go to work and I would pay my employees $20 or buy them some pizza so I could just leave. I'm like, hey guys, you guys hungry? Your boy gotta go. You know? Because I hated it. Yeah, because I hated it. But now, you know, taking that year off, separating myself from the corporate, from the sales, from all that stuff, I was able to really, really, really get to know myself and what I wanted to do. What I wanted to do was still sales, but I realized, okay, I don't want to focus on sales and how much am I gonna make this month? I want to focus on sales, selling bigger stuff, but I want to really impact people. I want to help people, realtors that are starting to get their license, people that don't know anything about real estate, people that just don't know anything about Paso, people that have no idea how that process works. I just want to give and help, you know, because I know that everything else is gonna follow, you know, and that's just that I feel is the magic equation when it comes down to building business, is putting money second and everything else first. You know, but cool, man. It's cool to see, you know, somebody from El Paso starting up a business, making it successful, and loving what you're doing. You know, enough to for 4 years not have a fucking Saturday off. That's fucking badass. But that's really like props to you, because a lot of people that start businesses don't understand that part.
Yeah.
Right away they're like, I'm the boss. I'm supposed to be chilling at home.
Yeah, like people
Everybody's supposed to be doing
the day off. You're the boss. I'm like, that's exactly why I can't.
Yeah,
take the
that's
day off. Like, you guys got it twisted. I don't know who lied to you.
Yeah. My two of my friends just invited me yesterday to Miami and to Puerto Rico. They're like, hey, next week we're gonna go to Puerto Rico and then we're gonna go to Miami. You down? We're gonna come back the 1st. I'm like, motherfuckers, you guys are going for 10 days? I was like, bro, I cannot go. And they're like, bro, you're the boss. You make your own rules. I was like, I cannot go. I have too much fucking work. That's exactly why, you know?
And you got 2 podcasts.
And I got 2 podcasts. This 2 Whiskey Wednesdays. How are we going to freaking get some sponsorships from Topo and some whiskey companies, you know? Mm-hmm. So definitely putting in that's one of the equations that I feel differ, you know, from the people that start businesses and fail to the people that, you know, start businesses and make them into, you know, something really big. So putting in that work, man, is definitely something that you've been doing. So props to you. Props to Freddie. Freddie couldn't be here. He's working right now, right?
Yeah.
He's not at the Chihuahuas game?
No. That's where I'm going to be.
Cool, man. So being that you're super into food, what is one of your favorite restaurants? You know, if you had to not meal prep for the day and cheat, have a
Here in
little
El
cheat.
Paso?
Yeah, in El Paso.
Whoa.
Before the kettle down.
Yeah, before the keto, because I've been on keto.
Come on, Felix. What's that one spot?
Damn.
It's a lot, huh?
Yeah.
Mom's cooking.
I like.
Mamas.
Hell no. Just kidding, Mom.
Mama. Oh, shit. You get a chancla to the head right now, coming through the window.
I think I got a lot into noodles, so I would say like pho or ramen.
Pho?
So yeah.
Are you talking about the ramen?
That one's good, like K-dama.
Okay, I've never tried it. I've heard of it.
That one's good.
It's really good?
That, for me, that's the best one in El Paso.
Noodles.
Yeah. And the pho with any Vietnamese restaurant here. I like the one over there on Mawood in front of where Barfly used to be at.
That's the one I did like.
No? I don't.
You know
like
what? But no, it's because it's my fault. I don't eat none of the meat or anything. And I got like I don't know what I got, but I was just like, this is just like boring. But you know which pho I do like? I really like the pho bien. Oh, Trebien. The one across the Cielo, right?
Yeah, that one's good. I like it.
I love that place.
It's just
like,
I think, the broth,
cool
I think
too.
the broth is a little bit better over there.
Really?
Yeah.
Maybe I just ordered the wrong one.
Maybe like the meat quality is better over here, but the broth is what makes it for me.
I wouldn't know. That's cool, man. So, where do you So aside from Pho, where do you kind of see your next couple steps? What I know you said obviously franchise, but
Well, right now, like short term, like
yeah,
what-
short term.
Right now is getting out of my mom's restaurant.
Yeah.
So right now we're in the process of getting our own kitchen with a front end as well. So they're building that. It's gonna take like 4 months. So from there, that's where it goes into the okay. Once we have the system going on of how a kitchen with a front end works, then that's when we're gonna start getting ready for the franchise. Once, because that's what we want to franchise. We don't want to franchise these the ones that are just retail.
Right.
And so
You gotta franchise the whole kitchen.
yeah, the whole thing. So, and that's another thing. That's why we started renaming our stores into Phit Express, because when we want to go franchise, we want to franchise like the ones with kitchens are gonna just be Phit. So they would have to franchise for sure one of the ones with kitchens, and then they could open up Phit Expresses to where that
Nice.
kitchen feeds off of other ones.
So you have like the distribution and then
Yeah, and then the outlets or whatever.
Nice.
So, I mean that's a little bit like forward, but so yeah. But right now we're working on that kitchen. That's been our main goal since we started, because we're like, man, we hate working Saturdays or long hours.
Yeah.
I think it's just the long hours, and it takes a toll. So yeah.
We just have a couple comments.
Okay, cool.
The questions actually were answered too.
Oh yeah, awesome. Cool. So where can the viewers find you on social media? First.
They're all Phitfuel, PHITPHUEL. That's on Instagram, Facebook. Yeah, that's about it.
Instagram, Facebook,
Yeah.
Snap, and Twitter.
We have a Snap, but
Yeah.
we're bad at that one.
I just started Twitter yesterday, last night.
Really?
Yo, we got Twitter up. Can we get my Twitter?
I always
together?
wanted to get one of those.
Dude, that's
Maybe
that's
what-
exactly what I told. I was talking to my best friend yesterday, and she's like, "Get a freaking Twitter." And I was like, "I've been thinking about that for 10 years." I was like,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna fucking do it right now. And I literally just did it. I really have been thinking about
Maybe
it
you're
for 10
gonna
years.
push me to do that now.
Dude, just do it. Just
Yeah.
do it right now.
Yeah, that's more. Because you could post like a lot of.
I think it's just
random
like you
stuff,
just
right?
talk shit,
Yeah.
or like
Cool.
it's more.
I'm like big on Snapchat with my personal one, not like the 50 one.
Oh really?
Yeah, that's where like I engage more with.
I'm on Instagram, bro. I love Instagram.
Yeah.
I think Instagram has kind of incorporated a little bit of everything from each.
Yeah,
word.
that's true.
Like all the good stuff,
Mhm.
that I really like, and I love story. Like story on Instagram is my fucking, it's my shit.
And I barely started getting into the story on
Really?
Instagram. Yeah.
I think there's so many capabilities now with story that you can add. You can just really you can really create some cool content
Yeah.
from just recording yourself and then adding shit to that one little story.
I think that's where Snapchat like lags, where you can't like tag someone or stuff like
Yeah,
that.
there's-
Like how you can in Instagram, that you
Right.
can like shout out somebody on the story.
Yeah.
That's dope. But yeah, I'm a big Snapchat person.
Snapper.
I guess. Yeah.
Cool. So make sure you guys follow Phitfuel on Instagram and on Snapchat. And where can they place orders? You have a website?
Yeah, it's www.phitfuel.com.
Cool. You have personal plans for people? You can set up personal plans for
Yeah,
people
we just
based on
added
their
them.
goals, or
We added them like 2 months ago. We added meal plans, so you could get anywhere from 5 meals a week all the way to 20 meals a week. You could get them in different sizes. You could choose whether you want it lean or you want it mixed with. You could get it with salmon, bison, steak, whatever you want. And also, what is beneficial about those is they're discounted as well. So you get a discount by ordering like in bulk.
oh nice.
So it works out, and you don't have to order those online. You can, but you could go to the store and.
Pick up
Yeah.
locations, or where for the viewers?
So there's one in the east side. That one's on George Cedar and Traywood. There's one northeast it's on Dyer. It's in Dyer and Trans Mountain kind of. And then there's one over here on the west side, which is the newest one. It's on Festival and Mesa.
That's in that shopping center, right?
Yeah,
I
next
saw
to
it
the
yesterday.
Katsura.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Cool.
So those three you could order online. You pick what location you want it sent to. It'll be sent to any of those three, or you could also just walk into any of those three and get whatever
up some
meals.
food,
You
some
could
lunch.
get smoothies. You could get juices.
Like, you guys, you have smoothie juice?
Yeah, and then we have protein.
So maybe I could eat that.
Yeah. Yeah, you can drink smoothies. There you go.
There you go. Cool, man. So, for those of you that watching on iTunes and on YouTube, make sure you guys tune in next Wednesday to see Alex Levario's entire story, him and Freddie, on how they started their business, some of the trials, tribulations that they went through in creating that business, and, you know, some tips that Alex has shared with us. If you are thinking about creating your business or wanting to be an entrepreneur, you know, definitely some good advice. And I really feel, you know, a lot of people that don't know about you or don't know how you guys started are really going to appreciate the story, man. Really excited to see your success, and hopefully you guys keep having the success and eventually, you know, hit your goals and start franchising. So
Thanks, brother.
that'll be awesome,
Appreciate
man.
it.
But appreciate you being on the
Hopefully
show,
you get
man.
that sponsorship on the whiskey.
Yeah, I'll definitely get you. I'll send you a bottle.
But yeah,
once I
we
get
can hook it up.
For sure, man. So thanks everybody for watching. Make sure you guys tune in every single Wednesday. A new episode of Whiskey Wednesday is going to be dropping until we hit 1,000 and get that Topo Chico and that whiskey sponsorship. So
There you go.
we'll see you guys next Wednesday. Thanks for tuning in.